Hello and welcome to Recharge Wrestling. We're here to plug you into the world of professional wrestling. And I'm here today to predict WrestleMania Backlash 2022 from WWE. Also, look out for Keeney and Krusty's predictions. They will be up later, either today or this week at some point before the show. And obviously, if you haven't joined our prediction league on Twitter, we do a prediction league where you can predict all the matches from every pay-per-view of the year from WWE, NXT and AEW. So if you are not involved in that, follow us on Twitter at Recharge Wrestle, and we'll have the details up shortly of how you can join that and predict all the matches. So it's quite a short card, so it shouldn't be too long a video. There's 6 matches. They may well add more later on in the week. Obviously, if they do, then I'll just add those to my predictions before I post them on the official tweet that we put out at the weekend. So because there's only 6 matches, it seems like it was probably too short a show. I reckon there'll be at least 1 or 2 more. Only 1 title on the line as well on this card, which is weird. A bit of a rematch fest as well, but let's get to it. So I'm going to do it in the list order they've got here. So Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey is the only title match of the night in an I Quit match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I am going to say that Ronda Rousey is going to win this. I don't see her losing 2 matches in a row. I don't see her saying I quit. Where would she go from here if she does? I think it's time for a title change. Charlotte has had it for a while. I don't think she needs it anymore. I'd rather see Ronda win this and move on to something else. I think that's best for both competitors, actually, and I think it's best for the SmackDown Women's division as well. So I'm going to go, I think the match will be good. I like the stipulation being added for the I Quit because we haven't seen that in a while, like I've said on the podcast. And yeah, I'm going to go for Ronda Rousey to win. Match number 2, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Just a straight up singles match. Harder one to predict this. Obviously, Cody's won every match since he's come back. He's unbeaten. Do they keep his unbeaten streak going? Or do they 50-50 this one for now and have Seth Rollins go over here? Bearing in mind the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. So I can see this going a 3rd match, a bit like the Seth and Edge series last year where they went to a 3rd match and it was at Hell in a Cell. I think they're going to do the same thing here. I think there's 1 more match left in this. I don't think the story's been fully told yet between these 2. So I think Cody's going to get his first loss back in WWE here, which doesn't going to do him any harm because, I mean, spoiler from predictions for Hell in a Cell already, but I think he'll win the feud, if assuming it does go that way. But yeah, Rollins is going to win here. Probably not clean, but I think Rollins wins to even it up and make them 1 apiece going into Hell in a Cell. The Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Riddle. Bit disappointed that they've done this, the 6-man tag. I think everyone is, everything I've seen so far with people predicting and things like that. I'm a bit annoyed at this match not being the tag match to unify the titles that was advertised. That felt like a big time match for this show. Now it feels like a filler match completely to set up future matches. And there's a lot of that on this show, to be honest. It feels like a filler show before the big ones, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank coming up, SummerSlam obviously a bit further down the line. But yeah, the Bloodline versus Drew, Randy Orton in the middle. I think the babyface is going to get the win here. I think you need some jeopardy in the Bloodline. I think there has to be. Roman's going to be furious with the Usos. One of the Usos will probably I'll obviously take the pin. Roman won't take the pin, but it can also probably pinned by Drew. And I think then that will set up a 1-on-1 Drew v Roman feud going into Hell in a Cell. And we'll get Roman v Drew for the title at Hell in a Cell. And probably maybe we'll get Orton and Riddle versus the Usos for the unification then. If not, then I don't know where they're going with that storyline. Maybe they keep both tag divisions separate, but it seems like a bit of a waste of time building all this up. So yeah, it's a frustrating one, but I was sure the match will be good. Six guys that are great in the ring. So yeah, not going to be too down on it when it comes, but just how they built it and then to change it, I think is just bad. But yeah, I'm going to go for Drew, Randy, and Riddle to win. Edge versus AJ Styles. Damian Priest is now barred from ringside, as we saw from Raw, which we'll discuss again on the podcast, which we're recording tomorrow, out Friday. Watch out for that, especially if you're new to this channel. Our weekly review podcast comes out Friday morning or Thursday. The YouTube, sometimes it's on the YouTube channel Thursday night, where we review all the SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and Dynamite and Rampage as well. So yeah, Edge and AJ. Do they do the same as they're going to do with Cody and Rollins here and do a 50-50 and then maybe a third match or even maybe a tag match down the line? Because we saw Balor come out and save AJ on Raw. We've got Priest there. I think that they might go in that direction. I've seen some people say maybe Balor turns here on AJ. He comes out and you think he's going to help AJ, but he actually helps Edge and joins the Judgment Day faction. I think they should play it up a little bit first. I think that could happen for sure. I even fantasy booked that on the podcast last week, actually. But I think you have Finn help AJ here. AJ gets a win, and then you get a big tag team match between Edge, Priest, AJ, and Balor, and then Balor maybe turns there on AJ and joins the faction if that is indeed the storyline, which I can see it being. But yeah, so I'm going to go for a brave one, AJ Styles to win. Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss, not a match I don't think many people are excited for. I'm certainly not that excited for it, but one thing I will say is at least it's fresh. It's the only match on this card that we haven't really seen before because they've been on the team and obviously broke up. Obviously, we haven't seen the 6-man before in that sense, but we've seen them all face each other or face off some way. But Corbin and Moss, I've been torn on this one. This isn't a very hard one to predict. Might be the hardest match to predict on the show, actually. Because they are keen on Madcap Moss as a babyface, but how keen are they? Are they going to put him over here? Are they going to have him beat Happy Corbin? You know, I've been saying maybe they have Corbin win, but I can see there being more than one match here. I'm going to go with Madcap Moss, I think. I may regret that. Yeah, I'm going to go for Madcap Moss to win. I think they see something in him. Corbin just loses a lot. So, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Okay. I really don't know that on this one, honestly. And then the last one to predict is Bobby Lashley versus Omos, another WrestleMania rematch. Obviously, you've got the MVP factor in there now, which we didn't have before. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor in this match. MVP is going to distract Lashley or do something, and Omos will get the win back here, maybe lead into a third match again. I can see that one having a third match, definitely. So I'm going for Omos to win this time. I went for him to win at Mania and I was wrong, so I hope I'm not wrong again. Otherwise, I'm going to be like that Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre feud from, I don't know, long-term listeners will remember Krusty predicting Randy Orton to win every match during that feud. In fact, I think it was before we were doing the podcast, but he's definitely mentioned it on the podcast before. But yeah, on our predictions, and then Randy eventually didn't go for Randy and he won. So it's going to be, it could be a bit like that with Omos and Lashley, because I can see this feud going a few matches. But yeah, so Omos to win there. So that's it. My predictions are Ronda Rousey, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton and Riddle, AJ Styles, Madcap Moss, and Omos. That's my predictions there. Like I said, keep an eye out for Keeney and Krusty's predictions coming up. And like I said as well, follow us on Twitter, follow Robot Republic as well, at Robot Republic _. Keep an eye on their podcasts and their stuff as well, because they've got good stuff on gaming and horror and other things. And keep your eyes peeled to this channel. If you haven't subscribed already, we've been getting quite a few subscribers recently, which we really appreciate. Yeah, like our stuff as well. We've got GM mode. Keeney's recording a lot of videos for that at the moment. Really good series. I've watched every single episode, and I think it's great. We've had loads of WWE live videos that have done really good numbers. We're really happy with that. So we'll have more content from that maybe coming forward as well. You know, and in the future, if we go to any wrestling shows, there'll be videos like that coming up. Obviously, there's our weekly podcast, there's predictions, there's all sorts of content coming your way, which we're really excited about. And yeah, we're really looking to grow this channel. So keep your eyes peeled, and thanks for your support. Goodbye.